Hi everyone. I want to talk a little bit about the discussion forum that is our first assignment for the course. Now you may have started it already or thinking about how you're going to respond, but I want to explain the rationale behind that for just a moment. This is an asynchronous course, which means that it's all online and you're interacting and you're doing this assignments on your own time. A synchronous online course happens with Zoom meetings and everyone's there kind of in a Zoom chat format. And that's an opportunity for people to interact with one another in real time, still though you're sharing at a screen. And that's a little bit more direct interaction than say in an asynchronous course. A synchronous course, you're sitting all at your computer at the same time. That's a little bit more interaction, but still it's not quite as good as if you were, say, all in a classroom. If we were all in a shared space together and we could ask questions, have our responses, break the ice, talk about ourselves a little bit more in the moment. So that would be the advantage of being an in-person class. Well, we don't have that. We have an asynchronous course now. And what that does is that allows everyone to interact and do the assignments and watch the videos and do the reading on their own time, and then turn in the assignments according to a due date. But there's a lot of advantages to that. But one of the disadvantages is that we don't have that shared space where we can have that discussion and have those introductions and see all of our other classmates all at once. Well, the way that we try to bridge that gap is with our discussion forums. There are 2 in this semester, and you're participating in the first one right now. And what that does is that's an attempt to bridge the interaction gap between from one extreme, which would be a shared classroom, to an asynchronous course where everybody could be highly individualized and totally disconnected from everyone else. We're trying to bridge that gap from one extreme to the other. And so therefore we offer these discussion forums for you to look at the discussion questions and to participate. Answer the discussion questions, think about how you will want to frame the answer, and jump in. Now, for the first discussion question, it's not designed for you to know a lot about the subject matter already, but for you to participate, to jump in, and for people to get to know you. It's something of an icebreaker type of question. And what it does is it helps your classmates get to know you, know a little bit about your background, understand what you bring to the table, and it's also good practice for starting the dialogue of how to have these discussions about the subject matter and in a respectful and civil way. I think respectful and civil dialogue is actually in short supply in our society right now, and the hope is that some of you will be some of the change agents that can help bring them back in that sense of civility into our public discourse, because you've had the practice here. So here's how the discussion forum works. I created this discussion forum using the opening discussion questions, and you can look at those and how you want to answer those. And then in order to participate in this forum, I designed it so that you actually have to create an original thread. So you create an original thread answering all or some of those discussion questions. And then once you've done that, then you can participate and comment on other people's threads. So in order to participate in the discussion, you have to create an original thread yourself answering those discussion questions, and then you can comment on others. Once you've made that original post, you can comment on other people's posts also. Well, you're going to want to comment on other people's posts because your grade depends on it. This is an interaction forum. This is a discussion forum. It's not a monologue forum where you basically just give your long little diatribe and then that's it. And many people oftentimes are shocked to say, well, they write out this big long response to the discussion questions. They consider their answers to be highly brilliant, and then wonder why in the world they only got 1 point out of possible 10. Because surely that was the best answer anyone could have ever given. Well, it's because you didn't pay attention to the instructions of the assignment. It's an interaction forum. It's meant for you to interact with and discuss the matter with your fellow classmates. So you get a point per post. So your initial post that you create in order to participate is worth 1 point. All other posts you do after that, be they replies or comments to other people's posts, comments on other people's threads, or replies to their questions or their statements, all those are worth 1. And Blackboard shows us how many times you did this. So It'll show us, or obviously Blackboard counts the first post that you make in order to participate the discussion. That's 1 point. And then it counts all the subsequent posts, no matter how short or long, that you do in replying to other people's posts as well. And so each of those is worth a point. And so the assignment is worth a maximum of 10 points. So if a person does an initial post to participate, and then they do nothing else, well, then you'll get 1 point out of 10, and that can be very disappointing for some. Why didn't I get the full credit for the score? Why did I get such a low score? Because you didn't interact with you didn't discuss, interact, chat with other people in the class. Or a person, say they do their initial thread and they reply 4 more times, so they get 5 points. Again, someone says, why did they get such a low score? Well, that's the amount of times you interacted. A person, now, is a maximum of 10 points. So if a person does 10 or more posts, if they hit reply and comment and post 10 or more times, up to 15 or 20 or whatever, it's still a maximum of 10 points. That's full credit for the assignment. So the rationale behind that assignment is an interaction assignment. In order to get full credit, it's really a simple points here. If you create an initial post, people get to know you, to interact about the material, and then reply and comment on other people's threads also, up to 10 points. So it's really not a difficult assignment. It should be able to complete that by the due date. So just diligently make sure you look at where you can reply and where you can comment, and that way we know you fully engaged in the discussion. All right? That's the rationale and the mechanics behind our discussion forum. It's all on Blackboard. Make sure you're jumping in right away. All right? Thank you.